Hello and welcome. And I know you're probably thinking, Raina, how in your 18 years alive have you never ever watched the Santa Claus? And honestly, I think the reason is I feel like every family has like 3 dedicated Christmas movies they watch, and Santa Claus was just never in it. So the movie starts off with the main character called Scott in his place of work, and from like the minute that he gets on screen we really see his true personality shining. And if I'm being honest, he really isn't portrayed as like a good guy. Blatantly points out that one of his co-workers is cheating on their wife. He's just like, yeah, that's fine. He just like brushes it off like nothing ever happened.
We're also about families. But our families aren't here with us right now. This is probably why Johnson's secretary is sitting in his lap.
The start of the movie takes place on Christmas Eve when Scott is supposed to be looking after his son Charlie, who, by the way, hates him. Charlie hates his father. He literally doesn't want to stay at his house. Like, he practically begs his mother to, and he doesn't even say it once, like he says it multiple times.
Do I gotta stay? Will you pick me up tomorrow?
Of course.
Early?
Yes.
We're talking sun up, you're here?
To give context, Scott is separated from Lauren. She is dating this dude called Neil, which we hate. We don't talk about Neil, he's a pain in the ass. So during the night, Santa is on Scott's roof. I don't know what he's at, but he makes such a noise. Like, it wakes up everybody.
Dad!
What?
I heard a clatter.
Charlie, it's just the wind or something. Come on, let's go back to bed.
Somebody's on the roof.
When Scott goes out to investigate, he shouts up to him. And I don't know why, but for a man whose job is to sneak around and first of all be quiet, he scares so easily.
Hey, you! What's that? Whoa, whoa!
Like, you would think like he's used to this. He's been doing his job for thousands of years, but he doesn't know how to be quiet. That is very unprofessional. Like, that's literally the one thing you need to be good at in your job. And second of all, he gets scared shitless. He gets scared so bad he dies. So I'm sorry, for the amount of milk this man drinks, he still has a calcium deficiency. It's not like he had like a big drop. I think maximum he might have broke 2 or 3 bones. After like Santa falls off the roof, Charlie comes like running up, and they both kind of just stare at each other and be like, shit, we just murdered Santa. And they both kind of just like nod silently and are okay with it.
You got him! You killed him!
And within the space of a couple of seconds, he commits another crime. He didn't just murder Santa, he also steals from him. He starts rummaging through his pockets for like no reason. I don't know why he done that. But when he did, he found this little card.
If something should happen to me, put on my suit, the reindeer will know what to do. Yeah, right.
You're probably thinking, Raina, you just told me Santa was dead. And I know, that's what we were told. This movie could literally be 20 minutes long. Did they even check his pulse? Like, the man like blatantly's like, bye, just like leave me to die. I might be paralyzed, but I'm still here. Like, you literally could have just called 911, got an ambulance, he would have got medical care, and this movie would have been over in 20 minutes, and Scott would have never had to get his life like fucked up. After seeing the reindeers on the roof, both Scott and Charlie decide to hop in the little new whip they've equipped and deliver all the presents to all the children who Santa didn't make it to because they killed him. Not gonna lie, they do it in style though. He is body wavy curvy crazy. He can fit through any chimney or any pipe going. I need to know that guy's workout routine. He's like a shapeshifter. When Scott and Charlie are finished delivering the presents, the reindeers like don't like even try and bring them back to the house. They're just like, no, like, you're coming with us all the way to Antarctica. Like, we're bringing you to the North Pole if you like it or not.
Is this okay, Dad?
No, it's not okay. Hey, does this look like home to you guys?
And for obvious reasons, Scott was really confused. So then, like, this man waddles out of nowhere and he's like, come with me. I'm sorry, these elves, their communication skills are really off. Scott asks them multiple times, like, oh, who's the boss? Like, who do I talk to? And they're just like, you are. I'm like, sorry, explain it to him. He needs help.
Kid, who's in charge here?
You are.
Who gives the orders? Who's your boss?
You are.
No. Who's the head elf?
You are.
And even when he meets Bernard, who's like the boss of all the elves, Even when he like helps him, he walks away anytime Scott asks a question. He like starts to explain it to him and then like runs away as quick as possible.
I'm Bernard. Nice to meet you, Santa.
I'm not Santa.
The other Santa disappeared, right? Follow me, you want to get out of those clothes. Did you or did you not read the card?
Yeah, I read the
Then
card.
you're the new Santa. In putting on the hat and jacket, you accepted the contract.
Practically states that by putting on the suit he agreed to a legal document, the Santa Claus, and he is now Santa.
When you put on the suit, he fell subject to the Santa Claus. The Santa Claus. In putting on the suit and entering the sleigh, the wearer waives any and all rights to any previous identity, real or implied, and fully accepts the duties and responsibilities of Santa Claus in perpetuity until such time that wearer becomes unable to do so by either accident or design.
Obviously, all the new information that Scott has now learned is that it's a bit of a heavy load, so he needs to go to bed. I don't know what they give him, but when he wakes up, it's like in his house. Either he's a really deep sleeper, or the hot chocolate he drank about 20 minutes before was dosed with sleeping pills. After waking up, Laura comes and knocks on the door to collect Charlie. I'm not gonna lie, if I was to ever find out who Santa Claus was or to know him, I would keep it a secret. But this child does not waste time.
Dad took me to the North Pole, and Larry showed me the workshop.
The North Pole.
Yeah, Dad's the new Santa.
And because of that, Laura and Neil are kind of concerned.
Scott, I mean, you're not listening. We are very concerned about this.
Concerned about what?
This.
If Charlie's spending time with you is the best thing for him.
Scott is in denial that he is Santa Claus. Like, he doesn't really believe it until he wakes up one day, just puts on like a shit ton of weight. Like, so much. He gains 45 pounds in a week. And you want to know how we know this? It's because he has a terrible doctor. You know, he raises some concerns and he goes to the doctor and he just kind of looks like him and he's like, dude, you're good. Like, your medical charts say you're healthy.
Well, nuts. Oh, no, your pulse is great. Well, I don't know, Scott. You're as healthy as a horse. Weight can fluctuate from year to year.
Fluctuate? You make it sound like I'm retaining water. I've gained 45 pounds in a week.
I have no clue what medical school this doctor went to because he's as qualified at being a doctor as Saul Goodman is as being a lawyer. This man has no qualifications. Like, he literally starts to fat shame Scott moments after he just said he's healthy.
Yeah, but look at my hair. It's turning gray.
Oh, it's middle age, buddy. It happens. And with that body, you should be thankful you have hair. Look, if it bothers you, you can diet, and you should diet.
And obviously due to like the body changes and the child keeps just claiming that Scott is Santa, Neil and Laura both decide to take full custody. And around the time they also decide this, we finally learn why both of them, they hate Santa. And the reason for it is so particular and just so random.
Oh, come on, Laura. Don't you remember when you stopped believing in Santa Claus?
I was Charlie's age. I wrote Santa a letter every week that year. Boy, I really wanted a mystery day came. Christmas morning came and... Oh, I got dozens of presents. Oh, I got everything. Except mystery date.
I was 3. And it was an Oscar Mayer weenie whistle.
It's a really petty reason. Both of them just didn't get a particular toy they wanted on Christmas. And I swear, they must have like PTSD. Like, this was a very traumatic, very emotional thing. Like, Laura was nearly in tears while she was explaining that to us. So after the first part of the movie, the rest of it takes place like over 365 days, obviously meaning by the end it's like Christmas time again, and Scott's feeling a little bit lonely because he obviously hasn't got custody of his child anymore, so like any sane person he decides to kidnap them, which I honestly don't understand why, because he goes to the house, it's just like, whoa dude, just like hear me out, just like let me say bye to my son, but he ends up just kidnapping them. This issue could have been solved so much easier because Bernard, you know the magical elf we were talking about earlier, he also just appears in their house. Like, Scott could have got Bernard to explain to Laura and Neil that he is Santa. Like, he's got Christmas magic, like he can literally disappear. Neil rang up the authorities and a whole 5-star GTA looking police chase began. Like 20 minutes after he steals his kid, he gets caught, which is like inevitable. We all seen that was going to happen. Bernard called up the elf version of the SWAT team to come and break Scott out. And you know, in general, I like the idea of like an elf SWAT team. I just don't like the leader. He just makes me uncomfortable.
Who are these other kids?
We're your worst nightmare. Elves with attitude.
After they fight like all the policemen, they'll just walk into the jail cell and they cut Scott out using tinsel. Scott brings Charlie home, and as this happens, both Laura's and Neil's like one brain cell fuses together. Some like chemical reaction happens in their head, and like, oh my god, dude, did you know he's Santa Claus? Like, Scott, are you Santa? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, okay, cool, we just forgive you for kidnapping our kid. And that's kind of it. Like, that's literally how the movie ends, with them deciding like, oh yeah, I guess you are Santa. Like, now that I look at you, oddly look like him. I'm just gonna give you custody back of our child and we're like good to go. Even though I just had the police called on you and you're supposed to be in jail right now, I'm just like totally cool with this. But Scott's like, no, I'm good. I just want to see him one day a year, and that's Christmas.
Laura, what do you think? Christmas Eve, I spend with Charlie?
Oh my God. It's you. You really are Santa Claus. It's Santa.
Santa?
Scott decides he has to leave because obviously he has the duty as Santa Claus to go and give presents to like billions, not even millions, like billions of children. He's literally just wasted half the night with his family. I don't know how he's going to get the job done, by the way. As he waves goodbye, he drops presents to all of them, and you'd never believe what Laura and Neil got. They're presents they wanted from when they were like 3 and 5. Laura got her game and Neil got his weenie whistle, which I'm not gonna lie, he loves to blow on. Like, he blows on that shit hard. Overall, I would say it's a pretty good movie. The only thing I do have to criticize is the CGI, and I can't really go that hard in it due to the fact this movie was made like 22 years ago or more. So obviously technology has evolved since then, but apart from that, like, I actually generally did really enjoy the movie. I would just like to say, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe and comment down below if you agree with anything I said or if you disagree, or if I missed out any key plots, or like, what would you give the movie out of 10? Just like comment down below, leave any suggestions for other movies you want me to watch, and thank you, bye.